Hi guys, Little Aussie Mel here doing my 500 subscriber question and answer video. I've got a ton of questions, thanks so much for sending them all in, so I'll try and do it as quickly as possible. I've got a bit of a chest infection at the moment, so hopefully my voice will survive the video. I've got all the names of the people who asked things in the bowls here, so I'll do that first in case you don't have time to watch the video because it'll be long. So these are all the Aussies. Got Cass VSG. Yay, Cass. I will send you your prize pack in tomorrow's mail. That's all the Aussie Bodies low carb protein bars. And then we've got Shell Bell VSG. I don't know if Shell Bell makes videos. I'll have to check that out. But if you do, excuse me, I'll go and check them out. And if not, that's your challenge to make a video response when you receive your prize pack. Okay, this is going to be tricky. My voice is already failing. Straight into the first question. Aussie Lisa's VSG journey asks, how many calories am I getting in at this stage? I don't really track my calories very often, but when I do, it tends to be somewhere between 800 and 1,000 calories a day. But I did sort of aim for 900 calories a day in the beginning, and I've sort of got used to how much food that sort of roughly was. So yeah, I don't find that I need to really track too much at this stage. Jeff's Journey asks, have you noticed a difference in how much attention men or women for that matter have given you since weight loss? Excuse me. Yeah, I definitely have. You know, if I'm out for a night having drinks or anything like that, there's definitely a lot more attention from men, which I'm kind of surprised at how I feel about that. I'm a bit resentful about that extra attention from men. And interestingly, yeah, I do notice difference in attention from women as well. I was sort of reflecting the other day that even when I do the kindy drop-off with my girls, I used to sort of only get sort of like chatty with, or people would chat to me who, like ladies would chat to me if they were sort of kind of similar to me in body size, and now I've noticed that it tends to be the skinnier women talk to me and try to make conversation with me. So I find that quite interesting, actually. Vicky P from Australia, she asks, if there were only 3 key things that you would tell someone else to do to make their VSG journey as successful as yours, what would they be? I don't know if mine's really been as successful. I mean, I think I'm a pretty slow loser, to be honest, compared to other people. But that's one of the things I would actually tell people, is to try not to compare their journeys to other people, because everybody's body size and type and genetic makeup is different. So the other things that I would say would definitely be to consider some kind of counselling along with like counselling and nutritionist advice. So sort of looking at it as a holistic approach rather than just having surgery. And the other thing I would recommend is to look into mindful eating, just being aware of what you're eating, which will help you with the head hunger aspect of things. I'm just going to pause this to clear my throat and get a drink. Okay, sorry about that. I got a cup of tea now. Hopefully this will make it a bit easier. Okay, so Bonnie RNY, she says, hello Mel, my question for you is, what did you think of America when you came here? Was it anything like what you thought it would be? What did you like most and least about America? And also, do you ever hope to come back again someday? So I absolutely loved America. I had been there on a holiday like a family holiday when I was 13. We did like LA and Vegas, the Grand Canyon, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I guess what did I like the most was, of course, all the people I got to meet. I didn't really do any sightseeing or anything like that while I was there. It wasn't sort of, except for Disney World. So it was sort of a different kind of holiday. It was what I thought it would be in terms of the country, I guess, and of course I hope to come back again someday. If I can ever afford to make it over for another meet and greet, I would definitely come, and I highly recommend it to anyone who's got the opportunity to go to one. Next one is from VSG Tassie Devil, Aussie. Hi Mel, congrats on 500 subscribers. My question is, what are your thoughts about people who say they didn't have weight loss surgery to be on a diet for the rest of their lives? I hear this often on WLS sites. Also, have you thought about what strategies you have for the maintenance phase to prevent regaining? I can understand what people mean when they say they have weight loss surgery to not be on a diet, because that was kind of part of my motivation, was that I wanted to end that dieting cycle, and I haven't I've tried very hard to not get sort of sucked back into that diet mentality by following any kind of rules or plans. I don't count carbs or watch my carbs at all for that very reason. So I can understand that mentality. I think it's naive to think that the surgery is just an end to your struggle with overeating or food issues. So I do worry from that perspective when I hear people say things like that. I haven't really thought about my maintenance phase at all, I guess, apart from just that I will, try to continue with exercise, and that if I do get to a point where I lose too much weight, I will just maybe switch from like low fat things like the cheese and skim milk that I have, and go to full fat. That's about all I've really considered about that. Miss Frangipani Girl, another Aussie, says, well done Mel, keep up the great work and videos. Question, I'm 3 years post-op and consider myself as a long-term sleever patient, but there's one thing I find is that I have at times become complacent with is my eating habits. What is a typical daily menu plan of what you eat at your stage of the journey? I'm a bit slack in the sense that I've been bad at not really eating meals like I probably should. I tend to wake up and have a coffee that I make with like a full cup of skim milk. That's kind of my breakfast. Morning teas and like afternoon teas and stuff, I generally have like yogurt or cheese and almonds. I don't generally sort of sit and have lunch. I sort of tend to have like 3 little snack meals throughout the day. And then I have dinner with the kids, and that's, just a little bit of whatever they're eating. And I quite often don't even really eat with them, because I find, they have dinner and then I'm doing bath time, bedtime and all that, and it's a lot of bending. And and if I've just eaten my dinner and then I'm trying to do all that, it can feel quite uncomfortable. So I tend to just hold back a little bit of food and then eat once they've gone to bed. So Jen's Losing says, congrats on hitting 500. My question is, what is your favourite food pre-op and what is it now? Good question. My favourite foods pre-op were probably ice cream and anything that had a pastry. So like custard tarts or vanilla slice. That kind of stuff. Now, though, it would probably be like yogurt and cheese, I think, and coffee. I've got a bit of a coffee addiction, but I kind of had a bit of a coffee addiction before surgery anyway, so. Mish in MT1, I think that's how you say it, says, what's your favourite food post-op? So I've just answered that. Biggest NSV since surgery? Biggest NSV. The biggest NSV is just the clothes. I mean, how good is it to just be able to choose clothes that I actually like instead of just clothes that that fit or don't make me look like a whale? And the other part of that is, have I dived the Great Barrier Reef? Favourite place to visit in Australia? I've never dived the Barrier Reef. I have snorkeled the Great Barrier Reef, and it's absolutely breathtaking. The sand is so white and the water so clear. Oh. Favourite place to visit? Two of my favourite places. If you're ever in Sydney, you have to go to Shark Bay. It's in like the Vaucluse area. It's like a ritzy end of town, but it's a really lovely swimming spot. There is shark nets because it's called Shark Bay. But like around here, I love to go to Watergoes Beach near Byron. It's a gorgeous spot to go, so check those out. But there's so many beautiful places that I would really love to go that I've never been. So, Fraser Island, definitely got to go to Fraser Island too. Living in Lola Land. She's just saying she finds it interesting how different countries educate about like post-op and diet and stuff like that. What post-op diet differences have you noticed between Australia, the US and Europe, if any? The main thing is just that post-op, America in particular, all seem to focus on cutting carbs, where I've noticed that most of the dietitian advice in Australia is that you just eat regular foods, like from the food pyramid, and to just be focusing on portion size and not counting calories. So I think that's a fairly big difference. Ryan's journey, what has been a surprising benefit of your weight loss? Surprising benefit. It's definitely just how much lighter I feel. I mean, I never just considered how it would feel to walk around and exercise in a body that was 35 kilos or like 80 pounds or whatever it is, lighter. It's just so much easier. So that's been very, it's been wonderful. Jack Webb, non-WLS related, living in a place that has some of the most poisonous and dangerous reptiles, animals, insects, spiders, etc. Which one scares you the most? And have you had any personal encounters with the above? Yes, I've had personal encounters with all of them. I grew up in a bush area. So, I mean, growing up, every summer you would see brown snakes, red-bellied black snakes, funnel webs, redback spiders, everything. You'd have to always bang out your gum boots before you put them on to make sure there weren't any funnel webs or redbacks waiting in there to bite you. Snakes, we used to... Oh, sorry. This is awful. We used to go bushwalking a lot as kids, so you'd have to make sure that you sort of stomped quite loudly when you go for your bushwalk so that you're scaring away the snakes, because they sort of like to just lay out in the sun, and they're camouflaged quite well, so it's very easy to tread on them and then they just whip around and bite you. So... so it's just a part of life if you grow up in like a bushy kind of area, I think we kind of like that everyone thinks it's so dangerous to live here, because I mean it probably is, but I mean I've never known anyone that's been killed by anything. I've certainly known people that have been bitten, but you survive most of the time. Tara's Mama's VSG says, do you see more kids in your future? No, definitely no. I have 2 little girls. I did consider stopping at 1, and I'm glad I went ahead and had 2. But yeah, 2 is plenty for me to handle. Harry Draco girl, what is your favourite workout music, and where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Favourite workout music, I don't really have a favourite. It's just I just like anything that is in time with my stride when I'm running. So because you feel like you're kind of dancing if you're running, and that's to the beat. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? God, this is like a job interview question. I really have no clue in my personal life. In my professional life, I hope that I've finished my psychology degree and I'm starting that new adventure. Weight loss wise, I hope that I'm maintaining it around somewhere between 60 and 65 kilos. Gastric Tiger, first, are all women in Australia as beautiful as you are? Do you like to exercise outdoors, like hitting the beach or hiking in the outback? Thank you, Scott. Of course, it's a beautiful country. The women have to be equally as beautiful. Exercising outdoors, yeah, I do. I mean, I love bushwalking. I love the beach, but, I never really went much. I mean, growing up, we lived probably like a 2-hour drive from the beach, so we didn't really go much. And, with body issues, I used to be terrified at the thought of going to the beach, like sort of in my teenage, early 20 kind of years. But yeah, bushwalking, he says, or hiking in the outback. Like Aussies, we kind of refer to the outback as like the centre of Australia, where it's like really red kind of desert, or we refer to the bush if it's like the bushland. So that's sort of, bushwalking is, I grew up bushwalking every weekend, and my grandpa, who's passed away, he knew some awesome spots to go bushwalking where they sort of built old convict roads when the country was first being established that sort of people don't know about. So I've seen a lot of really unique parts to the country, and yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. Highly recommend you come here. Audrey Wozbinski, I hope I've said that right. Woohoo, we all watched you rock your journey like you owned it, but do you ever worry about regain? Sure, I definitely worry about regain. At this stage, I just worry about not losing weight in any particular week. So regain, it did kind of, after I went to Tampa and went to the convention, and just hearing a lot of stories about regain, it did sort of, that was the first time that I ever really stopped to consider that it wasn't an improbability, it was like a genuine possibility if I wasn't careful. So I don't worry about it, but I'm definitely mindful that I need to be aware that could easily happen. Rebecca Bruce Parker, she's asked, do you eat at really similar times every day, or do you change it up? I guess it's pretty similar times of the day. I just kind of eat when I feel hungry, so and I guess that tends to be about every 3 hours or so. Ron Pavisi, I think that's how you say it. What do you think will be the biggest change in your life when you reach goal? I don't know if there will be like a big change when I reach goal. I feel like I've already made some pretty massive changes in my life already. So I think this, I guess the biggest change that has happened for me that I haven't really talked about yet is that my husband and I have actually separated since I had the surgery. We separated about 2 months ago. And I've chosen specifically not to talk about that in detail on YouTube. So that is definitely the biggest change that has happened. So I don't sort of see anything bigger happening than that when I reach goal, because our goal's only like 5 kilos or like 12 pounds away. Spring Bishop says, have now that you've lost a large amount of weight, do you feel happier with yourself and about your body or the way you see yourself? And also, have you experienced the mental stuff? I do feel happier with myself now. I don't, like, it's not like I've been magically cured and I'm happy now that I'm losing weight. There are times when I'm sort of surprised that I'm not happier. Like when I got on the scale the other day, I finally got to 69.8, so that was the first time I've seen 60s in, like, I don't know, I don't even know when I would have seen that, like when I was 12 or 13. And yeah, I guess I didn't, my initial emotion wasn't happiness, it was excitement, I guess, or kind of relief probably more than anything that I'd kind of got there because I'd been lingering around there for ages. So, but I'm definitely happier in that I feel like I'm more authentic these days, if that makes sense. And yes, I've definitely experienced the mental stuff. Yeah, I do see a counsellor. I initially I saw her every fortnight. Now I sort of only see her once a month. But yeah, I think that is key for me, is to sort of address both sides of the weight loss journey. RNY Butterfly Beauty 71, Christina. She's just being lovely, calling me a superstar. Here's a question. So how many inches have you lost since surgery, and how has your hunger changed as you move further along? Oh, inches. I can't remember off the top of my head how many inches I've lost. I did do a graphic at my 6 months that I think like ballpark it was like 3 feet, something like that. But yeah, I can't give an actual, I didn't prepare for these questions. But as far as how my hunger has changed since I've moved further along, my hunger hasn't really changed that much. It's just, I mean, I felt normal hunger even, like a week post-op. So, yes, my hunger hasn't changed. I can eat a little bit more, but I still have fairly good restriction at like 7 months out. So I'm thankful for that. Kathy Johnson, what is a sample daily menu for you like now? I think I kind of answered that before. Mary Mac RNY, wow, 500 subs. Mel, did you know I was number 2 or 3? Can't remember. Yes, I do remember, Mary, that you were my number 2 or 3. I think Fat Kings and Lauren Losing and you were like my first 3 subscribers, so you're very special to me. The question, do your girls and you do more outings now or differently since surgery? And is hubby enjoying his new woman? Yeah, so I guess leading on from my last question, yeah, is hubby enjoying the new woman? Probably not so much. But yeah, I don't really want to go into that. As far as like outings with the girls, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely more eager to just get out of the house and go take them to the park. I've got energy and it's not a hassle to actually, like, I actually run and chase them and get quite active, which I never did before. So that's a huge benefit of the weight loss. VSG Pepper, congratulations on 500 subscribers. Has your relationships changed within your extended family because of your weight loss? I think my like relationships with my extended family have definitely changed, but I think that's probably more to do with the separation than the weight loss per se. All in all, I think extended family, they've been mostly supportive and really excited and happy for me that I've lost weight. There's only like a very tiny example of a bit of jealousy, but generally, yeah, I think I don't think there's been any weight loss related changes in my extended family relationships. Actually, no. There is something. I think I have noticed a little bit of a change in the dynamic with my dad, because I used to kind of avoid conflict a lot more, and my dad and I used sort of butt heads on a lot of things, and yeah, so I have noticed a little bit of extra friction there because I'm much more likely now to actually not bite my tongue and tell him what I think, and I think he's been a bit taken aback by that. So yeah, so that's kind of interesting. Katie VSG, yay, you were so fabulous. My question for you is, what were your favourite 3 inappropriate things that happened in Tampa? My second question is, how is your plank post-surgery? And my third question is, will you please come to Seattle so Kirk and I can take you to a drag show? Kiss, hug, kiss, hug. Oh, I would so love to come to Seattle and go to a drag show with you guys. I'm going to put it on my to-do list one day for sure. How's my plank post-surgery? Well, I can definitely plank a lot longer now. And the favourite 3 inappropriate things in Tampa. There were so many inappropriate things that happened in Tampa that it would be really, it'd be way too hard to narrow down my favourite 3. Yeah, and what happens in Tampa stays in Tampa. Let's just leave it there. Downsizing Mel VSG. Excuse me. Congrats. What has been something that has taken you by surprise on your weight loss journey? Taking me by surprise is just how it feels to live in a skinnier body, like how it's actually kind of uncomfortable. Like my tailbone is just killing at the moment. Like every time I sit down or stand up, it's just really feeling bruised. And yeah, and just I think I've talked about it before, when you lay in bed at night, when your knees are touching and your ankles are touching, it's you don't realise how cushioned you are in an overweight body. So that was sort of surprising. NZ Gastric Sleeve, congrats on 500 subscribers. What is your favourite NSV since surgery? I think I already said that one about the clothes shopping. 50s Girl, congratulations Mel. Without having a negative tone, what is your least favourite thing about weight loss surgery and how does that affect you? Least favourite thing, it's probably just not eating and drinking at the same time, because there's still times when I'm thirsty and then I just forget and then I eat something and then I have to wait to drink. So it's just an annoying little thing. It's not really anything major. MSPT71, pre-surgery, did you believe or hope that surgery would fix anything in your life that you weren't happy or content with? This is an interesting one because I actually think that one of the reasons why I used to self-sabotage my weight loss efforts was because of the fear that what if I lost weight and I still wasn't happy? Like what if it wasn't at the fix that I was hoping it would be? So I don't really know if I thought it would fix anything. I definitely hoped it would fix my self-esteem and confidence, which I think it definitely has helped me with that. Lisa Lemons, do you have any regrets about having the surgery? No, not at all. I mean, there's slight little things that at times you kind of you notice that it's different about your life, but I don't regret it at all, and I would tell anyone who's considering it to do it. Yeah. VSG Sotherbell, Mel, how do you do with late night snacking? What do you do when you're stressed out? Late night snacking is definitely a thing for me. Pre-surgery, that was probably when I consumed the most of my excess calories, was after dinner. I would stay up late and find myself going back to the pantry 3 or 4 times for something to eat. Not quite as bad these days because I just can't eat that amount of food, but I mean, if I do allow myself to have a snack, if it's say 3 hours after dinner and I'm still awake, I do let myself have a yogurt or a milk drink or some cheese or something like that. But I don't let myself snack on sweet stuff, which is what I used to do. And I try to just put myself to bed if I notice that I'm wanting to snack again after I've already let myself have that snack. What do I do when I'm stressed out? Probably the thing I do most is talk to people, to be honest. I mean, exercise is good, but the thing I sort of turn to most is talking. So, yeah, definitely that's been one of the best things about the weight loss surgery community. Losers of America WLS, congrats on 500 subbies. My question is, what do you use as a substitute? What do you do or use as a substitute for food with since you had the surgery? I use food as an emotional crutch. I know that once I have the surgery, I have to learn something else. Yes, absolutely. Like I said, talking to people, because I think I used to use food to mask my emotions or feelings, or to sort of numb away feelings. So now the best thing I find to do is to get on the phone or get on Facebook and talk to someone about what's going on in your life, or go and see someone, or or watch YouTube videos so that you can be inspired by other people and what they're going through. Sleeve Rocker Pete, what was the worst drawback of being overweight for you, and how has that changed for you now? The worst drawback. The worst drawback, I think, was just always feeling like everyone was looking at my body and judging me, or worrying that people were assuming that that I was lazy, or that I ate crap all the time, or that I ate huge amounts of food, or just whatever their judgments were about that or that they would think that I had no self-respect because of how I looked, or it was all based around judgments that I thought people were making. But I have noticed that doesn't automatically change just because you lose weight, because people will still judge you no matter whether you're big or small or tall or short or whatever. Paula's band to sleeve. Your hair always looks great, healthy, shiny and thick. What's the secret? Did you have problems with hair loss, and if so, what helps? Thank you for the compliment. I've always had really thick hair. But I have lost a heap. So like, you can kind of see, like, that's still a decent ponytail compared to some, but that's like half. That's like half what I used to have. Where when I put it up in a ponytail, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like nothing there. But it's definitely like it's slowed down heaps now, and I didn't do anything. I didn't sort of take any special vitamins, or I did try some of that L'Oreal anti-fall shampoo and conditioner. Little Wonder Wendy bought it for me, and I don't know if that helped or not really. I guess I didn't do a control test, but I use Sunsilk shampoo, if that helps. That might be because of the help with the shininess. Cass VSG, how has your social life changed, if at all? I'm curious because I have no social life. Like, my physical social life hasn't really changed at all, because I'm a single mum with 2 kids, so I don't really get the chance to go out or anything like that. I've tried to fix that by going to the gym, and I'm trying to be really friendly at the gym and make friendships there. My social life, though, as far as like Facebook and YouTube goes, has changed dramatically. I do FaceTime or Google Hangout with people regularly, so that's that's been wonderful because a lot of my friends aren't available during the day when I'm available because they're working or they've got kids. So the time difference in America actually works quite well for that, to be able to chat to people when I'm available. So in that point of view, it's definitely changed. I am a very social person, hence why I have organised the Sydney meet and greet, the Wonder Sleeves Down Under, and I just love doing that kind of stuff. So I definitely do hope to be more social from this. I guess in the past I would have definitely shied away from social events that I sort of accepted and was planning on attending. Leading up to the day, I would start thinking of like excuses of how I could back out of it, because I would be sort of worried about what I was going to wear, or just all of that insecurity that comes with that. So I'm sure that will definitely change for me, because that won't be a factor anymore. VSG to be the real me. Amy, she's actually having her surgery tomorrow. She's less than 24 hours. I'm so excited for her. She asks, how did you get to be so awesome? Is that a valid question? No, it's not a valid question. I'm not answering that. GC Claire VSG, how does it feel to walk into a clothes store and know you will fit into something easily, and do you love shopping now? Yes, that is just a huge thing. I mean, yeah, unless I was walking into a plus size shop before, yeah, I used to know that it was quite likely that unless they had something in the biggest size, it wasn't going to fit, and even if it was in their biggest size, there was a good chance that it would be too tight, or it would just look really unflattering. So to now be able to walk in to a shop and know that that everything in there will fit me, it's just a matter of whether or not I like it or not, is just fantastic. And and like I said, it's the best NSV that I've had with the whole journey. So that's it. 36 minutes. So sorry, it's such a long video. Anyway, thank you so much if you made it to the end. Well done. And I will be back tomorrow with a very short update. Okay, bye everyone.